Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Ghostbusters Plasma series. Dr. Peter Venkman, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain. Click the link in the description below and give him a follow over on ye old Instagram. Let him know Overlord sent you, but don't be a jerk or I'll find you and I'll bust your ass. With that being said, though, why am I looking at this Ghostbusters Plasma series, you might ask? I've never expressed any interest in this property, at least to my knowledge, on the channel in the past. Why am I doing it now? Well, for starters, it's the spooky season, and we just wrapped up looking at the classic Universal Monsters figures from the fine folks over at NECA Toys, so I figured, why not look at another Halloween-y property that is pretty classic, at least if you ask just about anybody, the Ghostbusters. That's pretty much my reasoning behind it. That, and I got this set for next to nothing, so, you know, I figured why not document it on the channel while I can, right? That, and while I may not be as well versed in Ghostbusters as some people, I do like it. I remember watching the movie when I was much younger and enjoying it. I think I need to revisit it sometime soon here, especially during the spooky season, because it's a fun movie, especially when they go, "We came, we saw, we kicked its ass." That's like one of the most epic lines in cinema history. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Peter Venkman has to offer in terms of accessories. And this is probably my one gripe with this line. The accessories are fairly light. For starters, we do have the Proton Wand, which unplugs from the Proton Pack, which is currently on him because these things are a bitch to get on here. I am not taking them off. But, you know, it looks nice. It's appropriate. It'll plug into the backpack right on the back. And then we also get the Ghost Trap. Doesn't open or anything, but it looks like the Ghost Trap, so that's cool. And that's all you get. You don't get any extra heads. You don't get any extra hands. I don't think their hands can even pop out, but I don't really think you need any of that. I think this line was pretty cut and dry from the get-go. I think the only thing I would have liked is an accessory that comes with Winston, which we'll be taking a look at him in the next couple of days here. So, taking a closer look at Venkman here. And the reason I started with Venkman instead of one of the other guys is because I am a Bill Murray fan. I like him in Caddyshack, in Scrooged, in the live-action Jungle Book remake, and the Osmosis Jones movie. Of course, he's probably most well-known for being Peter Venkman in the Ghostbusters movie. Not sure if he came back in the later ones. I've seen bits and pieces of Afterlife and seen the trailer for the one that came out this year. Was it Frozen Empire? So, you know, I think Ghostbusters has a pretty good reputation as far as being a solid film franchise, unless you want to count the very forced 2016 version, which I didn't hate any of the actresses in it. It just seemed kind of forced. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, he's got a double ball peg in the head, so you can rock all around, look side to side, as well as tilt. His shoulders will go out to the side, about that far, back down, rotate all the way around. He does have that butterfly joint in there, which I will say a couple of them were stuck when I initially opened these, so be mindful of that. Does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and get this, these aren't even pinless, but man, are they tight. There you go. Make sure this backpack ain't gonna come off here, but you can get about that far with the double elbow, maybe more if you finagle it, but yeah, you can hear that detent in there. They do have the appropriate hinge for grip hands on all the hands, on the Ghostbusters themselves, so that's nice. They can also rotate. And as far as the torso goes, if we pop his arms up in a T-pose here, you can tilt him forward a little bit, back a little bit. He can rotate. It's got a little flex to it, but nothing to worry about. And he's got some tilt. I think the belt is attached to the proton pack. No, it's not. It's a separate piece. So, you know, not the most torso articulation, but it is a dude in a, I guess an 80s jumpsuit, for lack of better terms. So, I don't know what you expect, but, you know, it is what it is. Hips can kick out to the side, almost better than Spider-Man. Might not be able to crunch a full 90 degrees, but he can kick out farther than the old web head. He can kick forward, though his leg does go out to the side a bit. They do have a little bit of wiggle on the ball peg up in the hip, but they do have a traditional thigh swivel right here. It gets broken up because of the pants, but there's nothing you can really do about that. Double knee. Oh, man. And unfortunately, because they're wearing clothes, the joints are a little unsightly, but no Cliffs of Dover or anything like that. McFarlane, I'm looking at you. He does have a rocker in the foot, which on this side is a little loose, but not too bad. And he does have a hinge in the foot. And that's your lot for articulation. So, solid. I like the quality of these. They're all pretty tight. Some looseness here and there, but that's reasonable. It's a reasonable amount of looseness. So, yeah, not perfect, but pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. I mean, look at that likeness. It's like a little Bill Murray. That's insane. You can make a Scrooge custom with this. Just put it on a suit body. You can make a Caddyshack custom with this. You can make just about anything he was in where he was himself and not the voice of Baloo the bear. There's a little peg hole in the back. There's proton pack there for that wand to plug into. But we'll save that for the end. Save that for the end. I will tell you, they do have peg holes at the bottom of the feet, but they do not work with the handy-dandy McFarlane hockey puck display stand. They're a little bit too shallow for that. The peg doesn't fit in all the way, so you have to find something else. Maybe something made for 6-inch figures instead of 7-inch ones. But with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Peter Venkman alongside his fellow Ghostbusters teammates. We have Raymond Stantz and Egon Spangler, and the three of them look great together. And don't worry, we'll get to Winston. That'll be coming in the next couple of days, as well as reviews of these two. So, getting them out of the way here. So we can bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, whose mace popped off. Little bugger. One of these days that's just going to get super glued. As well as the infamous MK11 Spawn. And I think these are two forces of the dead that good old Peter Venkman is not going to be able to suck up and trap with that wand and ghost trap of his. So before this gets ugly, why don't we cut it here and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the sheer lack of accessories, I mean, yes, he does come with the ghost trap, but when we get to Winston, you'll see that he comes with an accessory that all these guys should have come with. The Ghostbusters, anyways, not so much the ghosts. That wouldn't make much sense, but I think I've gotten the point across about the Plasma series brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro. While it may not be strong in the accessory department, what it is strong at is quality. These are quality figures, guys. These are some of the nicest figures I've messed with from the fine folks over at Hasbro. And aside from a couple stuck butterfly joints here and there, because that's how good those joints are, I have no complaints. Top that off with the uncanny likeness to Mr. Bill Murray, and we're shaping up to have a pretty awesome little line of Ghostbusters figures, if I do say so myself. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.